My name is Harrison Hertzberg. I grew up on the Invention Ranch, my father's affectionate name for our home in the rural wilderness of northern Idaho. My middle and high school bus ride was between 3 and 4 hours. This took me to Sandpoint, Idaho. Here we find Forest Bird Charter School, where instead of exams, my classmates and I were assigned entrepreneurial and experiential projects. This leads me to my first entrepreneurial venture, selling drinks from my wagon at the Sandpoint 4th of July parade. After making $100-some as a 14-year-old, suddenly I really liked the notion of making, sharing, and selling. Shortly after came the Sandpoint Christmas Vendor Fair. Here, my partner and I sold an ocean-themed soap line in airbrushed seashells. We won the Most Profitable Business Award. Continuing with soap, I decided to create a product that would allow for extended reach back and body washing to assist people like my grandmother who had complained about the issue. Introducing Soap on a Stick. After running out of will to make more labor-intensive sticks, we just had the soap. Introducing Soap in a Sack, a wearable washcloth for your soap. After an opportunity arose to use a local makerspace, I returned to the woodworking to utilize these new tools. Introducing the Clever Coaster, a coaster with a widened base and anti-tip sidewalls to prevent tips and capture drips. I then took my products to Sandpoint's historic downtown, where supportive business owners embraced and purchased my products. I then turned my focus in a different direction, interviewing. Throughout high school, I started and anchored a YouTube news show called The Bird Eye News. Approaching graduation, I ended the show. After graduating, I took a gap year. I followed my father on yet another business trip to California, where I spent time with Ken Tarlow. At his firm, I learned about product design and commercialization. Returning to Idaho, my interest in drones sparked after setting one up for my uncle. After watching drone-themed YouTube videos, I wanted nothing more than to start a drone business. In order to start my hopeful business, I got a job at the Coeur d'Alene Resort Golf Course to garner startup capital and meet local landowners who were also my potential clients. And after 3 months of being a shuttle driver, I quit and bought a drone. Hertzberg Videography was born. Over the last 2 years, I've earned my FAA drone pilot's license and have done repeated videography and mapping for real estate, law, forestry, and tour companies. Transitioning to my latest venture, it all started in the summer, during my gap year when I suited up to climb and spray dozens of wasp nests on the roof of our home office. After almost falling, I researched and couldn't find a better solution and discovered that this was a systematic problem with significant downside for pest control operators. So, AeroPest was born. I innovated a drone-mounted precision spraying system for abating elevated pests. I immediately filed a provisional patent application. Then, I was accepted to Drexel, and I had to leave Idaho. After arriving at Drexel, I was incredibly lucky, and I won first place in Drexel's Startup Fest competition. This gave me the necessary seed funding to pursue AeroPest. I assembled a team. I found mentors, and AeroPest filed its international patent application. In the midst of COVID-19, I am here in Idaho with my Chief Technology Officer, prototyping, developing, and hopefully producing the first aerial precision spraying system for commercial pest control. This is my story from Harrison in the era of coronavirus.